Ever wonder what a billion-dollar idea looks like right at the very beginning? Well, today, we're going to peek inside the pitch for a company called AdminFlow. They're trying to build the world's first autonomous CFO for small businesses, and it tells us a lot about where the future of work is headed.
So it all kicks off with this one, kind of shocking number, 120. That's how many full workdays the average small business owner loses to just admin tasks every single year. I mean, think about that. That's almost 4 months of the year spent on paperwork, not on the thing they're actually passionate about. And that's the central conflict here. It's what the pitch calls the 120-day problem. It's that classic battle, the dream that starts the business versus this absolute tidal wave of paperwork that just threatens to pull it under.
I mean, let's be real. People who open up a bakery or a cool design studio, they do it because they love that craft. They don't do it because they have a hidden desire to become experts in QuickBooks or spend their nights sorting receipts. And the irony is, the software that's supposed to help often just becomes another chore to manage.
So this leaves small business owners with a really tough choice, right? On one side, you've got the admin burden itself. It's a massive time suck, you're constantly worried about compliance risks, and you can't really see where your cash is going. But the other option, the human solution, hiring a pro is just way too expensive for most new businesses. We're talking 60 to 150 grand a year.
And this is where AdminFlow's pitch really makes a turn. It's not about just a better tool or a prettier app. It's about a fundamental shift, about creating software that actually works for you instead of you working for it.
The secret sauce here is something called agentic AI, and this is a total game changer. See, this isn't a tool you use. It's more like a digital worker you hire. It doesn't just sit there waiting for you to tell it what to do. It proactively figures out what needs to get done and then takes all the steps to do it.
This slide just nails the difference. We all know software as a service, right? You pay for a tool like Xero, you log in, and then you do all the work. The new idea is service as a software. Here, the AI worker AdminFlow is the one that basically logs in and does the work for you. Huge difference.
Okay, so that sounds cool, but how does it actually work in the real world? Let's take a look inside the AI's mind and see how it would handle the day-to-day grind of a business.
So let's talk about invoicing. The AI agent sees a project as marked complete in whatever tool you use, Trello, Jira, you name it. It then automatically drafts the right invoice and sends it off. And what if the client's late on the payment? The agent follows up with polite little reminders. You literally didn't have to do a thing.
Now, payroll, this is where things get really impressive. The agent has to navigate that whole minefield of state and federal labor laws, right? So it's constantly checking for compliance. Then it calculates everyone's pay based on their timesheets, and then it actually moves the money and files the necessary tax forms. That is a massive job, completely automated.
And then, of course, there's taxes. Everybody's favorite. The tax agent is watching your expenses as they happen, in real time, and it's smart enough to categorize them in a way that gets you the maximum deductions. So when tax season rolls around, it just prepares the filings and sends them to you for a final look over.
And here it is. This is the wow moment. All that complicated work happening in the background, this is what it actually looks like for you. You just get a simple text on WhatsApp in the morning that says, hey, here's what I did. All you have to do is reply, approve. That's it. That's the whole idea.
And that unbelievable simplicity is exactly why investors start getting really excited. This isn't just a nifty product. It's a massive billion-dollar bet that millions of business owners would gladly pay to get those 120 days of their lives back.
I mean, just look at the potential market size. We're talking a total market of over $300 billion. That's huge. But even if you narrow it down to what's realistically available, the opportunity is still massive. If you can capture just a tiny piece of that, you're building an industry giant. So how do you actually get there? Well, this is the classic venture capital journey. You start small with a seed round, just to prove the technology actually works. Then you raise a bigger round, a Series A, to prove the next even harder thing, that people will trust a bot with their money. If you can do that and then scale, you're on your way to becoming a unicorn, a company worth over $1 billion. But let's bring this back down to earth for a minute. A great idea and a huge market, that doesn't automatically mean you're going to succeed. There are some major hurdles to clear to turn this vision into a real working business. It really all boils down to 3 make-or-break issues. First and most important is trust. The AI cannot,
I mean, absolutely cannot make a mistake with someone's money or with the government. One mistake and you've lost that customer forever. Second is integration. The real magic isn't just the AI, it's getting it to reliably connect to thousands of different banks and apps. And finally, cost. The AI has to be cheap enough to run around the clock or the whole business model falls apart.
So how do you solve these problems? The plan is to do it in phases. You start really small with a specific niche, like, say, tech-savvy agencies, and you serve them for free just to build that rock-solid trust. Then you grow by letting the product sell itself. You offer a tool that shows new users exactly how much time they're wasting. And finally, you go for the mass market by partnering with the banks and accounting firms that businesses already use and trust.
And that kind of brings us right back to where we started. This kind of tech, it's not really just about saving time or money. It's about unlocking what people can do. So it leaves us with this one last, pretty powerful question. If an AI could reliably take care of all your busy work, what would you have the time and the energy to go out and create?